you're taking all the credit.
And have a listen. Oh my god, there's a gremlin. And we have here a 2011 BMW 3 Series in for an oil leak. So customer states that there is a massive oil leak coming from downstairs. So basically what's happened is I believe he's replaced the oil sump underneath and it just started leaking. He re-threaded it and it still leaks after a year. So yeah, what we are here to do today is we're going to be replacing the sump with the customer's provided own parts, as you can see right here. So this is a brand new second-hand oil sump from wherever, eBay, ASM, wherever. And he's also provided us with an L-ring gasket and all new bolts as well, as you can see here. That's what we're gonna do, so let's go and get started. Now, we don't usually fit customer provided parts, but knowing that it's just a sump, we were happy to go ahead with it. He's also provided us with OEM bolts and L-ring gasket, which is a good part anyway. Talking about good, Vehicle Score provides free vehicle checking service, and you can do that by visiting vehiclescore.co.uk. Did you say free? Yes, and all you have to do is to simply type in your vehicle registration number on the website and you will get a unique score for your vehicle. You can then compare your score to the average vehicle score database. That can't be right. No, it's 100% legit. Vehicle Score is for free information such as mileage tracking history, full MOT breakdown history, estimated valuation, and also performance data. God, I'm tired from that. There's so much free stuff on it. How can this be free? Are you sure? Yes. The best thing about Vehicle Score is they have an insurance tips section which can potentially save you money on your insurance. And also, they have an AI mechanic that can potentially help you when you're having troubles with your car. No, there's no way. I'm going to check my vehicle now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait. There's some more. They also do paid checks from less than £3. These paid checks will identify if your car is categorized, stolen, under finance, imported, exported, or if it's ever been used as taxi. All this is backed by £10,000 data guarantee. Wow, that's amazing, but the thing is, can I get a discount? Of course, by entering this discount code right here, you will save yourself a nice 20% off on your purchase. But just remember, the basic checks are entirely free. Okay, thank you. I'll do my checks now then. Thanks. So, click the link in the description and check your vehicle now. Thank you, Vehicle Score, for sponsoring this video. But for now, let's get back to work. So first things first, we're going to have to disconnect the battery because it involves removing the starter motor. So let's do that. To remove the sump, there are a lot of things that we had to do first, including the removal of the under tray and cross brace. Once off, we then remove the starter motor, which is only held by 2 bolts and 2 smaller bolts for the electrical connectors. We can then raise the vehicle and start unbolting the steering rack from the subframe. After that, we can undo the 2 engine mounts at the top, and finally, we can plan on the next few steps to drop the subframe. Don't you know, pump it up, you got to pump it up. Copyright.
Oh, you're right there, mate. You're getting dripped on.
Yeah, so what's happening?
Yeah, we're gonna jack it up on the gearbox so we don't have to sling. Yeah, because obviously you can't put the engine crane here.
Yeah.
Because the foot's gonna be this gap here. So we'll just put that jack it up from the gearbox, because the gearbox is connected to the engine anyway. And once you jack it up, we can remove the mounts. We'll bring down this subframe here, just down a little bit and shimmy it out.
Okay.
Shimmy.
We could just drop the subframe, bro, and try to support it, because obviously we don't have that space to clear all of these bolts. Yeah, clear. We don't have the space to clear this, so why don't we just drop the subframe?
That's what we're doing. That's what I said we're doing.
Yeah.
But we're going to use that jack.
So what, we're just going to support it?
Yo.
Yeah, right.
Well, on this end?
Yeah.
On this end?
Yeah.
Yeah, we might need to get the foam then. Yeah, it should be able to support it if it's supported there at the back anyway. Yeah. So now we have supported obviously on the gearbox end. We should be able to just remove the bolts for the subframe. So this whole thing right here, and that should drop down the tiniest amount, and then we should be able to shimmy this out of the car. So let's keep going. It's gonna be a long day. It is going to be a long day, which you'll see why in a minute. My brother started removing some of the accessible sump bolt, which you can see here. After that, we had to raise both sides of the vehicle. This will give the subframe the freedom to move around. Now, we can start removing the 6 bolts holding the subframe. But meanwhile, anyway, back to work.
What you removing there, mate?
Torques.
What he's removing here is the last few sump bolts that we can get to before we drop the subframe. He also started removing some vacuum pipes that may get pulled later.
Alright, so now that we've dropped the sub a little bit, I feel like that's I feel like that's enough space to shimmy that out. What do you think? It's about the size of your
Daddy,
wiener.
chill. I'm trying to get there, bro.
Whoa. Whoa.
That should be enough, right?
Yeah, it's about the size of his wiener. Right, that big, lads. Average? Yeah.
This has to be the most difficult part of the job. What we are doing here is trying to squeeze the sump out of the way, but it's proving difficult due to the limited space that we have. As you can see here, there is only so much space between the sump and the subframe. Now, the issue that we're having is getting it out of the car and clearing the space between the sump and the whole car. This is becoming more and more difficult as we get closer to getting it out, mate.
Use your tackers.
Trying to see.
Trying C.
We can just need to.
If you don't get it out, lad, still.
Come on, grab it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Well done, lads. Well done, lads. Yeah, I did all the hard work, guys.
He was at the flip.
I quit.
Nah, I just needed to change my gloves. You're taking all the credit.
I did the work.
That was me. Why is it leaking, lads?
No, it was actually leaking from the
Actual sump
yeah,
itself.
the actual hole here. It's already been rethreaded, and the owner just didn't want to, go and try and rethread it again. Unfortunately, due to a simple mistake, the owner opted in to just have the whole sump replaced as the drain hole had a small crack, causing it to leak. Yeah, so like what I said, the customer or someone did something to the oil sump and over tightened it. He had to rethread the whole thing. So yes, it's very important to follow the torque settings for this, because otherwise what's going to happen is you're gonna overthread it and then it's just gonna start leaking basically, so it's not gonna go as tight to seal it. He's rethreaded the sump bolt, still doesn't work, so now here we are replacing the whole sump. I mean, like, there's also some leaks coming from the side anyway, like I think it was coming from this, I can't remember it was, but yeah, you'll see it here, a few leak spots anyway. So anyway, let's clean that up, the mating surface, and then we'll put the brand new second hand in with a proper gasket.
You guys look like gremlins in there. Wait, come reach for the camera.
As we're inspecting, obviously they'll pick up just to see if there's any trash in there. Obviously there isn't, and whilst we're here, you can see the timing chain. So this is the notorious N47, and have a listen. That is loose as anything. That you can see it just there. I know that the oil pump chain is meant to have some play on it, but not as much as this. Later on in the video, you'll hear a very horrible sound coming from this area. So I have just spoken to the customer, and he is actually devastated to hear the news that the timing chain is on its way out. He actually did say that he started hearing it 40-ish thousand miles ago. This is the morning rattle, we call it. So first start in the morning when there's no hydraulic pressure coming from the oil or anything like that. That's when you hear that. It's like a loud slapping noise, like plastic to metal slapping noise. You'll hear it. But he maintains the car well every 6,000 to 8,000 miles. And as you know, this N47 engine, they are no good. Yeah, it's going to be another expense for him, unfortunately. It's going to be an expensive one per se for him. But we will not be the one doing it. We don't do N47 timing chains for the obvious reason, because yes, theoretically you can do it without having taken the engine out. It's just the gearbox side, but it's a massive job. I'm happy to do other timing chains, like front-wheel drive timing chains, but with this one, unfortunately, we couldn't help him. Now, let's put the thing that actually works, which is the oil sump. So yeah, let's put that together and go from there. Let's go.
To fit the sump, we first have to make sure that the mating surface is clean, carefully removing the old gasket and excess oil on the surface. This will ensure that we're making a damn good seal once everything is bolted on. Since we struggled to remove the sump, the way in should be a little smoother as we found our way around it, right? No. But anyway, once the sump is under the car, it's time to line up the sump with the new L-ring gasket.
The old one didn't have a gasket, did it, bro?
No.
What? That's crazy.
It had the
Silicon.
RTD.
Yeah.
With that in mind, we can finally put everything back together, starting with the sump bolts, dipstick, reconnecting the vacuum lines, and then finally the subframe bolts.
This guy. Dip on this.
Alright, cool.
There it is.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Nah.
Now that we've got everything back together, it's time to finally put the new oil in there. Props to the customer for using Castrol oil. Using premium oil in the likes of Castrol, Shell and Leaky Moly, they don't just prolong the life of your engine, it also keeps it clean. Just remember, manufacturer's specification is only the bare minimum. It's what's added to that specification that counts.
Final piece of the puzzle, isn't it? Put the starter in. Oh, really, putting the battery in.
Where am I?
Since the subframe and steering rack had to be moved, it is important that we let our customer know to get an alignment done. This will ensure that the vehicle's geometry is correct. Even the tiniest amount of move on the steering rack and subframe, as you can see here, can cause a huge difference down the line.
Oh my god, there's a gremlin. Cool, now that's all done, we've put everything back together. Obviously, what we have removed, I think the owner wants to put everything back that he removed. So we've got obviously this plastic trim, starter motor, including this, and then you've also got obviously the sump that's all tightened to spec now. Same with all the bolts that's going around the sump. As you can see, it's not dripping anymore. Just like earlier, it was dripping. But yeah, same with this as well. That's your oil level sensor. Doesn't look like there's any drips, but only time will tell. Really, I'm not saying that it's not leaking anymore. Same, those bolts, those are all tightened up now. New bolts as well provided by the customer. Right, so we're gonna start it up just to make sure that the oil dipstick tube doesn't leak.
And here is the most frightening noise that you will ever hear as a BMW owner.
Hey, turn it off! Turn it off! Do that again. Oh, that's horrible. And the oil pressure light coming up. We're good. We're good. You happy with that? Yeah? No oil pressure light.
Even though we're successful with this job, it's always a shame to leave the customer's place knowing that there's still a fault with the car. Worst thing about it is, we cannot do the job for him. Regardless, we have solved the problem that we came here for.
Cool. So we've left the engine running for a little bit now. Probably about 15-20 minutes. And as you can see, there is no leaks coming from underneath, which is a good sign because the engine is warmish now, and same with the oil as well. But really, only time will tell if he will get a leak again under the engine bay. The reason why he's replaced it is because he's tapped on the sump twice already, and that's the reason why it's leaking. And as you can see, everything is all good now, thankfully that is, but like what I said, only time will tell. I would say this is job done now, so come with us onto the next job, but you have to make sure you click that subscribe button and that bell notification turned on as well, because this is where I'm going to end the video. So thank you very much guys for watching. Please share it with your friends, tell them to subscribe, like it, comment, share, whatever they want to do and you want to do. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.